trying, will somebody make us shut up about it? Can we settle down,
Welcome back to the Tube Station podcast. This episode is going to be, I don't know, what would you title this one, Jack?
I think just childhood movies.
Childhood movies, okay. So that's what we're calling it. We're kind of going to go into some of our favorites, some scary and sad ones, and then also everyone knows I like the conspiracy side of everything. So some of the like subliminal messages and just really just weird shit that they put in kids' movies that you probably didn't even notice, even if you've seen these movies 10 or 20 times, because I'm sure you have some of them. Just some of the jokes, I think, just went right over our heads as kids, but maybe parents were a little more aware of some of these jokes. And with that, I wanted to bring on my mother to kind of talk about, I don't know, her thoughts on kids' movies and why she slightly censored what I was able to watch as a kid. So, hello, Mom. Can you hear me?
I can. Hi.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
So just a couple questions to start off. So like when you were growing up, did you watch a lot of TV and movies or not so much? Like what were your parents like with watching TV and stuff like that?
Well, I think TV really wasn't as important, you know. I remember watching TV shows like The Partridge Family, The Brady Bunch. There was a show called Love American Style that was very, you know, most explicit, but what really wasn't, you know. You're looking at it,
right, looking back, it probably wasn't, but at the time it was.
Right, and I remember like sneaking to watch that. But I was older. I was probably, you know, maybe 9th, 10th grade at that point. But we didn't watch a lot of TV. Like, I didn't watch TV during the day. You know, even after school, I don't remember. I mean, when I was really little, I probably came home and watched Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. But
Classic.
just remember there was 3 stations. You know, 2, 4, and 11. We didn't have cable as such. So we didn't have all those different stations to choose from. And so if nothing was on that you didn't, you know, the stations didn't have anything that you watched, so, you know, you found something else to do.
Right.
We spent a lot of time, you know, playing outside and that kind of thing. So.
Yeah, definitely less of a technology-driven childhood as compared
pretty
to
much
what kids
no
are now.
technology.
Right, you were out making your own fun rather than just sitting in front of a screen all day like a lot of kids do now.
So let's preface this episode with the whole reason that we got the idea for it is because something came up. We were talking about kids' movies, and Noll said that he hadn't seen, like, I listed probably like 5 or 10, and like 80%, and these are like the most popular, like most mainstream movies, and like 5 to 10, like 5 to 10, and maybe 80% of them he's like never seen them. So do you have any explanation for that on the parenting side?
Oh, wow. Well, I think he probably exaggerates it just a tad. But I didn't like to, I guess maybe because of the way I was brought up, I didn't think TV was as important. And then on the other hand, there were a lot of movies that I thought were it gave negative, like the outcome might have been good, but throughout the movie there was some really negative things, like, you know, the witches in the movies that were, like there was a lot of wicked stuff, like the wicked stepmother role was in a lot of Disney movies. And so, and there was always some, I'm sorry, say it again?
No, absolutely.
You just said true.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so those were the kind of things that I just felt that when he was young and when Jazz was young, there was no reason to watch them. I didn't really think they gave a good story at the end. There's a lot of fantasy stuff, which is good, but I really wanted them to like have fantasies in their own head, like a lot of imaginary play. I like really encouraged that kind of stuff. And they were like on the edge of electronics as such. iPads and all that kind of stuff came out, just around that time, and I wasn't real sure about them. I didn't think they were going to be such a great thing, and they are now, but I didn't want them spending all their time on it. As far as that goes, but as far as movies goes, there was a lot of, stories where whoever the mother, there's always a death of a mother and father of something, and then the person who replaced that person was very negative.
Yeah, my mom always pointed that out, and I never noticed it. But a lot of Disney movies have a dead parent, or just like a non-existent parent.
Right.
Like like Toy Story is one of them. I haven't seen Lion King like in its entirety, but isn't there only a dad in that movie or something?
Well, the dad dies early. And
yeah. So like that's and like you don't realize this, but just the subliminal messaging and like the kids getting used to seeing stuff like that, I can see why. I mean, I always like to joke with my mom and give her a hard time about it, but I do see where she's coming from with some of a lot of it. To me is just subliminal messaging that really you don't see, but with kids experiencing that over and over again in childhood, it might affect them, I guess.
Yeah.
Right, I think it could pack something dark, like in their subconscious almost.
Absolutely.
That's what I was always worried about. Because I think sometimes it's hard for children to express themselves, and maybe they're not really sure, and so then they watch the movie, and it's not really discussed. So then, you're not sure what they're thinking.
Absolutely.
I guess I just found a lot of Disney movies were that way, and I guess I gave Disney a negative rap and said I really didn't like any movies. That was my take on it. So there was some, like I did like Toy Story. I thought that was good.
Yeah, I know Toy Story. Like even though Andy's dad just like never mentioned, but it's not like he was dead. He just wasn't there, and there was no real focus on it. And I think Toy Story was one of the movies that didn't really. It was just like a wholesome, great movie. Like obviously, it's one of the best childhood movies of all time. So
that one, like Monster Inc. was a cute movie too.
Well,
I don't remember. No, I don't remember that one being bad. Was that bad?
No, I mean it is cute, but there's some subliminal messaging in that too that we'll actually get into later on. But the last thing we wanted you for before we let you go is what we like to do with some of these topics is do what's called a Mount Rushmore, and we wanted to do a Mount Rushmore of kids movies, which is where you take your top 4, so like the 4 faces of kids movies, and just give your top 4, and that's your Mount Rushmore.
Ooh, top 4.
So we can do you want to, Jack, should we go around or should we just all say our 4?
Let's go around. Let's keep it. I have confidence that she can do it. The only thing is you cannot pick another one that someone else has already picked. So it's kind of like a sports draft. Like you cannot select Toy Story if Noll has already selected Toy Story. So, but we will give you the first pick, and then we'll kind of go around in a circle and just keep picking until each of us has 4.
Oh, I got it. Okay. Well, I'm definitely picking Toy Story because I know Noll will pick it, and then I won't have that one.
Yeah,
incredible pick.
It's an amazing. I mean, I can pick Toy Story too, right?
Yep, you can.
Okay, I'll take that because both of those movies are incredible. 10 out of 10.
Wow. Okay. I'll take Elf. I think I
Oh,
love
great
that movie. Yeah, not a Disney
a lot-
movie.
yeah.
Oh, that was on my.
A lot of times your mind goes just like straight to cartoons and you forget about movies like that. But yeah, Elf is a classic.
Mm-hmm.
I like
Okay.
Elf too.
So for my
All right,
second one, oh no, go for it. You go for it.
Oh, yeah, okay. Then you go first now.
Okay.
Is that how it works?
Yep.
We'll snake it. Yeah.
I will take Finding Nemo.
Ooh.
Oh, darn it. That was one of mine, too. I love that.
Love
May
that
not be able
movie.
to make it through this.
I'm gonna go with Shrek.
Oh, great
I
pick.
love the movie Shrek.
Shrek is a great movie. Good movie. Oh, geez. I'm going to go with, how about Honey, I Shrank the Kid?
Oh, good
Wow.
pick. That's one of those dark
That's
horses.
like a real classic.
That's an oldie, but I think that was it's hard to remember it all, but I do remember liking it, so I'm going to go with it.
I do love that movie. Okay, you're up again.
Oh, I'm up again. Okay. Oh, geez. What about the Goonies?
Oh,
You guys
Goonies
remember
is
the
a
Goonies?
great
Don't you, the
Oh
movie.
Goonies?
my
Yes.
goodness.
I remember, like, I never saw that as a kid growing up, but I remember one time in middle school, or it might have even been elementary school. I was homesick one day, and I just watched it like on cable TV, and it was amazing.
Mhm.
I
think your father actually turned me on to the Goonies. I don't remember watching the Goonies when I was, probably when the Goonies came out.
When do you think it came out? Like
I remember-
80s or 70s?
I'm not sure, but I don't remember watching it when I was a kid. And I
Yeah.
remember him talking about it and seeing it as an adult, like before I had children. I thought,
1985.
85. Okay.
Never saw that.
So.
Oh, that was
now-
when it came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Noel.
All right. So my next one, I'm gonna say the SpongeBob movie.
Oh.
Dude, yes.
What are you not happy with that pick, Mom? It's a great movie. They go on a journey.
Okay.
David Hasselhoff's in it. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's funny too. Like I feel like if I watched it today, I would still laugh.
Oh yeah, I definitely think it'd still be funny.
So for my third pick, I'm gonna stick with who I am. I will take Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, there you go.
The soundtrack
Oh, that was
is
a good
next
movie. I
level.
forgot about Lilo.
I forgot there was because that was a TV show, right?
It was, yeah, but the movie
But
came
there
out
was also
first.
a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my fourth pick, I will take The Incredibles.
Ooh.
Oh, Jack, it's on my thought process, too. I love
You're
that.
stealing all of hers.
Oh no.
Oh, I should have just gave all four of mine first.
All right, Noel,
All right, am I
fourth
up
and
next?
final.
No, I gotta pick my final. I'm trying to think.
I think you guys went the wrong way. I think I should have. You're up.
I mean, I can't say Star Wars, right? Because that's
No.
okay. I'll go with Home Alone. I really like the movie Home
good
Alone.
pick.
Oh, I had that on my list, too. That is a good pick.
So I think all four of
I
yours
always-
got picked, Mom.
I know. Well, that's kind of just on the same page.
Yeah, there you go.
At least you were saying movies that I was like, oh, that's the worst.
So can you think of one
say,
more?
Like Cinderella and Lion King. I guess, what to go with? I guess I'm going to have to go old school. I'm going to go Miracle on 34th Street. I cannot come up with
Wow.
another movie.
Never heard of it.
Yeah,
I've heard of it.
I know. Well, that's a really old movie. I as a kid, that was probably a movie like every, Christmas time we would, go around, sit around and watch that movie together.
Miracle
So
on
I think that's why I
34th
like
Street.
it.
I'll have to check it
Yeah.
out.
Listen, I'm going to show this episode to my mom, and I guarantee she'll say your list is the best. Like, 100%.
Tell her all the ones you stole from me, though. No. Yeah, those are good movies. Yeah, you guys picked some good ones.
Awesome. Well, is there anything else? Oh, I got a timer going off or something. Is that you or is that me? No, that's me. Sorry. Um,
I can't hear it.
is there anything else you want to add before we move on?
No, that was like this is good stuff.
All right, cool.
Now, what are you going to talk about now? I have to wait for the rest of the podcast to hear it, I guess, huh? Going to go down
Yes.
some crazy roads.
Yeah, we're gonna go into some of the. We actually have some audio clips to play from a couple of different movies of
Oh,
some
nice.
honestly sketchy stuff. Once you hear it,
Mm.
you'll be like, "Did they really say that in the movie?" Yeah, they did. So thank you for coming on, Mama. I love you.
Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah, I love you too. Good to talk to you, Jack. I haven't talked to you in a while.
I know. Good to have you
Good
on.
luck,
We should
guys.
do this
I
again.
can't wait to hear the rest of you. Thank you. I would like that. It's been great. I guess I'll just wait to hear the rest of it. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
All
Have a
right.
good night.
See you later.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Okay, so like I said, next we're just gonna kind of go through some of our thoughts on some of these movies, and then we'll finish off by playing some of those audio clips from all different movies that all of us have seen. So
So what were some of those movies that you haven't seen? The whole reason we got here is because you said you hadn't seen a movie. Lion King, you said, was one.
Yeah, I mean Lion King. I haven't seen. I haven't seen Wall-E.
Oh my God.
I mean, just start naming some.
Well, yeah.
honestly.
So I had some honorable
Like, I haven't
mentions for the
seen-
Mount Rushmore. I'll
I haven't
go through
seen
those
like
now.
Jungle Book or like Moana or Bambi or like I don't most of them I haven't seen. I know I've seen Beauty and the Beast and then like all of the more recent ones. But not super recent.
I also have seen, or I have not seen Jungle Book, Moana, Bambi, all those you named. What's the one with the elephant? But Bumbo or
Dumbo.
what?
Dumbo.
Yeah, Dumbo. Yeah, I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen that either.
Here's my Mount Rushmore honorable mentions. I had Wall-E, like you mentioned. Like, honestly, the most underrated Disney movie you could think of.
I've heard the visuals are just like incredible too.
I mean, the whole movie,
It's
like
just like a great, like everything's great.
100% would get stoned tonight and watch it with a bro. Like, it's one of those that like you would want to do that. I had Spy Kids. Did you ever see Spy Kids?
Oh yes, I did see Spy Kids.
Actually,
there were like a lot.
Yeah,
of
I was
them,
gonna say
but
there's like 5. I think I've probably seen like the
Yeah.
first 3.
I remember the thumbs. Do you remember the thumbs?
Yeah, creepy.
Yeah, I remember those. Yeah, it was like that's
Dude,
yeah, it was kind of weird.
Again, sticking with this theme, like most of these movies I name, and we'll get into this in the next segment, but like they're either scary or scarring in some way. But I digress. I have the B movie. You ever seen the B movie with
I have seen the B movie
Jerry
with
Seinfeld?
Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, he like another movie that like is funny right now. Like if I watched it, I'd be laughing the whole time. Like the jokes there are kind of next level, like almost like a little adolescent.
Yeah, I mean, actually, one of the audio clips that I have is from the B movie, so we'll circle back to that later. But what are some other kind of sad and scary ones?
Well, to wrap up my honorable mentions, I have Robots,
Oh, okay.
Shark Tales.
Oh my God, Robots and Shark Tales. Wow, forgot about both. Of
two
those, bro.
forgottens, like easily.
I was
forgotten.
like low key obsessed with robots for a while. Did McDonald's have some robots?
Yes,
toys?
for sure.
Because I remember like being hype over those things.
Yeah. Cars and Emperor's New Groove.
Never saw Emperor's New Groove.
Dude.
Wasn't that a TV show as well, or it turned into one?
I actually don't know that for sure, but the movie super underrated in terms of laughs. Once again, David Spade is the voice, like so he's just
nice,
amazing. But yeah, we'll get into now. Almost, we gotta have some cons here, because that's what the whole episode's about. We want to awaken you. We want you to see stuff that maybe you didn't think about before, and I think we'll start by something that I want to talk about is just like almost every Disney movie has a sad or scary part.
Oh yeah.
Especially if you're a kid. I mean, I know.
Like some like scarring.
Yes. Like
I am scarred by the movie E.T. to this day. Like I'll never watch it again.
I've never seen
because
it.
like I know I could face it now, but I'm kind of scared that I'm gonna get like PTSD and it's gonna fuck me up.
Well, what
So
exactly was the scary part? Because I never saw the movie.
Him.
Oh.
He was. Yeah. It was terrible because I don't know. I just remember. It's literally my 9/11. Because I remember this night so well, dude. I remember standing in my mom's bathroom, like asking her what movie we were watching, because I think we were getting it from Blockbuster. Like, this is how young I was. And I remember her, like, telling me it was, like, about this alien that comes to Earth. And I just, like, it's weird. I have this, like, vivid picture in my head of a thought that I had then. And I just pictured, like, kids like playing in their backyard, and like for some reason I just remember like I just have this, like, it's weird. I have this picture in my head of like an alien like coming over, and just like the kids are like playing with their ball, and like he like comes and like starts like playing with them. That was what I thought it was going to be.
Uh-huh.
And then so fast forward, like we watched the movie and I'm fucking terrified. Like it's a sketchy fucking movie, cuz like E.T. is, like, not appealing to the eyes whatsoever. He's just weird looking. He's got that weird-shaped head, and he's all, like, wrinkly and shit. He's just not pretty looking. And then he gets all sick and shit from, like, from Earth. Like, Earth starts to make him sick, and he gets all shitty and, like, even more disgusting looking. And then they, like, quarantine the town, and there's all the tube systems, like, running from, like, house to house and shit. Because, like, he has the disease, and, like, dude, it was so fucked up. And I just remember, like, that entire night in my bed, I, like, wrapped my entire comforter, like, around me, and, like, was, like, tucked it under my feet, and, like, wouldn't even let my head poke out because I was so scared. Like, I sat under, like, that blanket the whole night, and I remember the next morning I woke up and I was just drenched.
Yeah.
And, like I said, that's my 9/11 is E.T., so I'll never watch it again just because it's not worth it.
So sticking with kind of the scary theme, I would say, first of all, The Incredibles. There's a scene, I actually saw it on like some social media yesterday, and it reminded me of this episode. It was perfectly timed. But there's a scene where he breaks into the lair, and he like tries to get the code to find out some classified information. He gets the code. And then like all of a sudden just like the alarms start going off after like a minute, and no one knows what happens. He starts running back, and these giant, there's like 100 turrets just firing like these balls at him that like when it hits you it like sticks and like
the black like
yes.
sticky, yes.
And I was like terrified. And this post I saw yesterday explained it perfectly. They're like, for some reason, as a kid watching that scene, I thought, like, this is something I'd have to overcome at some point in my life. Like, I'd be getting shot by these things, and I wouldn't know what to do.
There were a lot of scenes in, like, kids' movies like that. Like, shit was super intense, and you, like, saw yourself in it. You're like, this, like, I'm going to have to do this sometime.
Monsters, Inc., dude. Like, Monsters, Inc., first of all, the whole premise of the movie is scaring children. Like...
Yeah, I mean, if anybody's woke to like, I didn't even want to go down this rabbit hole like while my mom was still on the phone, but if anybody's woke to the whole adrenochrome conspiracy, which is like very, very quickly and broadly, is that there's like these elite pedophiles that scare the shit out of children, and when people are scared, like it's like a precursor to adrenaline that goes into your blood. It's called adrenochrome. And I guess like the conspiracy theory is that like these crazy Satanist pedophiles like drink kids' blood, but they have to get them scared first for like the adrenochrome to get in, and it like anti-aging and like all sorts of weird devil shit. Like I'm not going to go deep into it, but if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. So if you take that and then look at Monsters Inc. and how they have to like go into the portals, like into the kids' rooms, and like scare them until like it's some sort of liquid. I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's like it's like scare juice. It's literal like scare juice. It has to like fill up in this like vial thing, and then they like
take it back.
Take that to take that to the leader or like to the whoever. But if you have any awareness of that conspiracy theory, and then you see that, you're like, yo, this is like way too spot on. If you know like what they could be referencing, it's just weird shit.
Yeah, it's like scary accurate to exactly what it is. Like,
yeah, because like I said, once you like learn about that conspiracy theory, and then go back and like watch a couple scenes from Monsters Inc., you're like, yo, this is fucked up.
The Scooby-Doo live action, have you seen those?
Yeah, no, I really like the one on like the
island.
Tiki Island.
Yeah, I mean, it's scary as fuck. Yeah, well, I mean, the entire town gets hypnotized and becomes like, their leader or whatever, and there's only like the Scooby-Doo crew is the only ones who like didn't get hypnotized, and they like got to figure out what the fuck's going on, sneak around without getting caught. The guy at the end.
Doesn't Scrappy-Doo end up being the dick, or he gets like possessed or some shit?
Yes, it's literally Scrappy-Doo the whole time. But then he becomes super giant and scary and like...
Yeah, oh shit, okay, yes. I do remember that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like as a kid, just freaked me the fuck out. Like I was just terrified the whole movie.
I think that was another movie where I just like saw by accident when I was homesick one day.
I feel like that happened a lot when we were kids though.
Yeah, and like totally cool with it.
And then the flip side, there were things that were too sad. And even to the point where if I watched them today or even 5 years ago, like I would be on the verge of tears. Especially if I watched it for the first time.
Yeah, one of those for me is Milo and Otis. Like, dude, I might have been like 5 years old because I really don't remember the movie that much. But this is like another 9/11 for me. I remember sitting in the back seat of my parents' car. We were like driving to probably Myrtle or maybe Florida to visit my grandparents, and they used to get like the DVD player thing and like the screens on the back of the seats, which is just like, okay, let's just give props to whoever invented that. Yeah. That's fucking awesome.
Cash.
But I remember they rented like Milo and Otis, and have you seen it?
No.
Yeah, I don't think it's a like super popular movie, but it's pretty much this like cat and dog. And like I said, I was super young, so I really don't remember it. But it's just like this cat and dog, and they're like best friends, and then like they get I'm pretty sure the ending is like one of them dies or like they get separated forever. And I remember like my parents had to like pull over the car to like get me to like relax because I was hysterically crying. Because like this whole time they're just like building up this like insane friendship between like a cat and dog, like fighting all the odds. They're supposed to hate each other, but they love each other. And like the whole time, and then like I said, I don't really remember the movie, but I just remember them getting separated or one of them dying at the end. And it's just like, who the fuck is making this for kids? Like, I was scarred by this. This is probably 15 years ago.
Yeah,
and
we're still talking about it.
Pretty vividly remember this.
Doesn't the dog get like washed away in like the current or something?
Yes, I remember. I remember it like being in a basket or maybe just like straight up drowning because like I don't know how fucked up this shit was, but I just do know that it scarred me and that it's a terrible movie for kids. Don't let your kids watch it. You got to be at least like 20. Yeah.
That's like I feel like directly correlates to Lion King, like maybe the most popular kids movie of all time. They just made a live action remake, which I mean, how the fuck do you do that? I don't know, but anyways, anyways, the original Lion King, right? So there's maybe 10 to 15 minutes where everything's cool. And then you get the vibe that like the brother is like super evil. But you don't really think, like, you don't know where it's going to go. And then all of a sudden, like, the stampede happens. The dad goes, saves the son, Simba, and then dies. And then the fucking, like, they couldn't just end it at that. They had to be like, yo, Simba, go up to your dead dad and, like, see if he's alive. And then they, like, have that whole scene where he's like, Dad. And then he's, like, puts his, like, head under his paw and is, like, hitting it, like, come on, like, we gotta go. And then he's just there dead, and then he just, like, sits there and lays with him for a while just sobbing.
Like, that's so
Dude,
fucked.
You can't just do
that. Why are
that.
you animating, like, a child watching their parent die?
Dude, you can't just do that. Like, I'm sorry. Like, that was honestly messed up, and I think there should be a lawsuit.
For, like...
Emotional trauma. Like, if we get...
Emotional harassment.
Yeah, we could get
like,
millions to sign the
children.
petition, bro. Millions. But yeah. Lion King, number 1 on my list for too sad and honestly should be illegal in some form. I'll go...
Did you ever see Marley and Me? Because I never saw it, but I know that's
Marley and
sad
Me?
as fuck,
Yeah,
too.
but that one is more like you want it to be sad almost. Like it's perfect because it sums up, like the whole thing is a dog's life, right? Like a dog, and then he gives the perfect monologue at the end. And it's almost like it's one of those movies where you cry at the end, but like you feel good crying because you're like, you're like, this is reality. Like dogs are going to die. Everyone loves them with their entire heart and soul. Like it's going to suck. So appreciate them while they're here. They live for fucking 10, 15 years max. Toy Story 3. Have you seen that one where they're in the
oh yeah
the
fucking incinerator, the garbage shit,
Dude.
The incinerator.
Okay, so that movie probably came out, I mean, I'll look it up real quick. I'm gonna guess 2014. 2010. Okay. So
okay, yeah.
I was in like middle school. Wait, there's Toy Story 4. No. Toy Story 4 is the really new one in like 20.
Oh, yeah, it is. That's the one that came out in like 2017.
Okay, so yeah,
16.
2010, I was in like 6th grade. So you'd be in like 5th or 6th. I remember watching it in the theater. There's the scene at the end. I'm sure most of these listeners have seen it where they're all holding hands. They all kind of accept their fate that they're going to die by getting fucking incinerated. After you stick with them for 2.98 movies. And you're like, this is my family. Like you feel like they're your toys, but also your best friends. I mean, they're
about to burn. They're about to burn alive.
Like the worst possible death, which connects back to like I had a quick hitter in a previous episode where it's like, can toys even die? Well, yeah, if they get fucking incinerated, I don't think they're coming back from it. So, they're standing there.
But I don't know. Like, I feel like you could like mutilate the shit out of a toy, and it's like gonna be like one of the like kind of retarded ones like Sid had.
Well, I mean, that was my whole point with the quick hitter before. Is like you can't really kill a toy. Like Mr. Potato Head, his whole goal is to take him apart limb by limb, and he's chilling like he wants it. So,
the only way you hurt him is if you like destroy the potato.
Well, right, and then think about Woody loses his arm in Toy Story 2, sews it back on, works perfectly. Literally didn't skip a beat. So.
That scene is super satisfying, though.
Honestly, one of the best scenes in all of cinema.
Yes.
But anyway, Toy Story 4 or 3. They're sitting there, they're holding hands, they're accepting their fate, and you're sitting there in the theater. Well, I'm sitting there in the theater in 6th grade, just like, wow, my life is over. Like I just
I'm about
became
to watch all of my friends die.
I just became an adult right here in this moment because I'm watching my friends die, and then obviously they get saved because why would they ever kill all the toys? Would be absolute animatic suicide, I guess you could say, for the series. But yeah, I mean, when you're sitting there and you watch them hold hands, I don't know. I thought that was super sad. And then I'll end with Inside Out. I don't think you've seen that movie, right? So that came out.
That's like the really trippy one, isn't it?
What?
Isn't that like pretty fucking trippy or some shit? Like, isn't it? What's that shit about?
It is a little trippy. So it came out in 2015. So I was a junior.
That's the one that's like about like emotions.
Yes, I was a junior in high school. So the trailer does not like do this thing justice. You know, classic Disney movie. They promote the shit out of it. I saw it. You know, we're in high school. I'm like, I mean, it seems kind of cool. Like you said, lots of colors. Really good idea. They're visualizing emotions of a teenager. So there's like anger, there's sadness, there's happiness, and then there's one more. Don't remember. But Anyways, the whole premise of the movie, laughter, maybe humor.
Yeah, maybe. It's not really a feeling.
But anyways, the whole premise of the movie is there's a girl. She's an only child, and her family moves her away from Minnesota to San Francisco. She has no friends. Blah blah blah. And she becomes depressed. Like, she's probably a freshman in high school, maybe even in middle school. Oh, there's fear. Fear is also in it.
Fear. Okay.
Anyways, it goes into this imaginary world where emotions are visualized and they have characters, and then someone fucks up. I don't remember. But the entire movie is like, basically they're trying to save her from committing suicide. Like a middle school girl. Actually? They don't, they'd never like literally imply that, but basically what happens is her entire mental is just breaking down. Like, there's all these lands, probably like 6 to 8 lands in this imaginary world, and they start collapsing, like physically, like 9/11, like towers like going down. Like, they start completely collapsing and falling apart, and it's like if they all go down, like, we don't know what would happen. but as the movie goes on, she gets more and more depressed and starts doing more and more fucked up shit. Like, literally in the movie. So the whole movie is that, and it's just depressing because the sadness emotion is the one who's screwing everything up. So she's sad and depressed just like the girl is, so she's like taking over almost.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the sad theme of the movie. I hated the movie, to be honest with you, but the actual sad part that do you think
they made it to try to like appeal to all the like suicidal kids out there and like try to ease them in? Like, do you think that like might help like a suicidal kid like feel better or like think about getting help? Like, do you think it could help anybody in that situation, or it was just kind of making it entertaining?
No, I mean, I don't think honestly that there is a single kid that would enjoy that movie. But anyways, the sad part that I see on social media, once again, I've seen it a lot actually, is there's a part where there's like her last imaginary friend, like the only thing that's representing her childhood. They're trapped in some jail and they have to go up and sing a song in like this roller coaster type thing, and it catapults them, and they can't get it. And the only way they could get it to the little girl, or the emotions knowledge, or she doesn't know, I mean, is he has to sacrifice his life. And he's like the only positive part of the movie. Like, this imaginary little character friend, his name's like Bumbo or some shit. I don't know, we'll throw it in here. But anyways, they're singing, they're going up this mountain, right? And then right when they get to the point where they always miss it, he jumps out and kills himself, and then she makes it, and she's like, "We did it, Bumbo! Like, we made it, let's go!" She turns around, he's not there, he's down at the bottom again still, and then he dies instantly. And his last words are, "Go save Riley, take her to the moon for me," and then he dies. It's like the most emotionally fucked shit.
Dude, I think they're just trying to like desensitize kids.
Honestly, there has to be an explanation. Like, all this stuff that we've been saying, they don't just do this in every movie like for no reason. Honestly,
yeah, there's got to be some there's some fuckery going on here,
dude.
And a lot of them are Disney, so it makes sense that there's fuckery.
So what do we do about that? Like,
I mean, it's fucking deep state. Can't do shit.
Seriously, bro. This has to be connected. Like, they're programming us to be almost
fucking
evil.
MK Ultra shit.
Or maybe they're saving us in a way, because like these movies, like, you love the movies still. You still love these movies, but there's that part in every single one that you hate, that like it just makes you sad or it makes you scared. And maybe it like represents life almost. Like, they're trying to like ramp you up for real life. Like, not everything's going to be amazing.
Trying to show you like every emotion. Yeah, I don't know. Fuck it.
Whatever.
Definitely sketchy.
All right. Lastly, what we love to do on this podcast, as you all know, is we like to break down the shit that you don't know about these movies. And the shit that could be a little sketch. Like, honestly, could have some, what's the word? Evil, what's the better word for evil?
I don't know, but they reference, like, sex, pedophilia, drugs, suicide. Fuck.
So, yeah, get into it.
This is children's media that we're talking about here, so. All right, so the first one that I pulled was from Toy Story 3 with Mr. The scene is, I think it's when Lotso's first, like, kind of introducing himself, and he's, like, kind of giving attitude and being a dick to Mrs. Potato Head, and Mr. Potato Head has a few words to say about that.
Sweet potato! Who do you think you're talking to? I have over 30 accessories, and I deserve more respect!
Ah, that's better.
Hey, no one takes my wife's mouth, except me. Give it back, you furry air freshener.
Come on. Like, come on.
That is, like...
Nobody takes my wife's mouth except me.
Like, there's no other way to look at that. Literally none. Like, because as a kid, imagine you're a kid watching that, you wouldn't laugh. Like, you just wouldn't know what he's even talking about.
I mean, if you're a kid, you're gonna laugh. You're gonna laugh at the part. Like, I don't know. You're just gonna laugh because it like seems silly.
Right.
But yeah, you don't realize what the fuck's happening at all.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and I mean, like everybody's seen Toy Story 3. I guarantee you, nobody listening to this remembers that part.
Mm-hmm.
So next we have a scene from Frozen. Did you ever see Frozen?
Yeah, I watched it multiple times. Another one. I won't touch on it. Fucked up. Sad. Scary. All of the above. But go ahead.
Yeah. So this, I guess, Elsa maybe is riding in like she's riding in some sort of carriage with like the prince dude. I don't know names, so I can't really help you here. But they're kind of just flirting, and you'll hear what's said.
Oh yeah? What's his last name?
Of the Southern Isles.
What's his favorite food?
Sandwiches.
Best friend's name?
Probably John.
Eye color.
Dreamy.
Foot size?
Foot size doesn't matter.
Have you had a meal with him yet?
So that's not like terrible, but like, why are you bringing up foot size? And then she says foot size doesn't matter. Like, okay,
Come on.
obviously you're not talking about feet now.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about pipe. So why do you think they put this in there? So like the parents can be entertained, or do you think they're being just like sketchy dicks, or are they trying to like not sexualize children, but like kind of I don't know what the word is, like
Prime them. Yeah. I think, first of all,
yeah,
the Toy Story one, I think, is for the parents, like, purely. Because it's not, like, super inappropriate, like, explicitly, but... And then I think the Frozen one, though, is, like, almost sketchy. Like, they, like, tried to slide something in there and, like, see what they could get away with.
They do it real quick.
Yeah.
Because they're just, like, listing a bunch of things, and they're just like,
yeah.
Foot size? Foot size doesn't matter. And then they just keep going real quick. Yeah, so that was... some sketchiness. So this third one from the movie Hocus Pocus, a Halloween classic. This is by far the most fucked up thing that I could find in children's movies and TV. This is just straight pedophilia. I'll let you listen to it.
What is this contraption?
I call it a bus.
A bus. A what? And its purpose?
To convey gorgeous creatures such as yourselves to your most forbidden desires.
Well, that's it. We desire children.
Hey, that may take me a couple of tries, but I don't think that'd be a problem. Hop on up.
Marvelous.
It might take me a couple tries. What?
Bro.
What are you trying? Like, that's blatant.
That's
fucking
right in
kids.
front of our eyes.
That's what I'm saying, dude. And these are super popular movies. And like that, like, okay, the other ones like Dick Size and Only I Can Take My Wife's Mouth. Those are funny. Adults will find that funny. It gives the parents a reason to be there. It entertains them a little bit. But that's not entertaining to anybody. That's just weird and fucking disgusting and disturbing. Yeah. So I don't know who the fuck directed Hocus Pocus. I'm going to look it up right now so I can
call
shout
him
out
out.
that guy for being a fucking rapist. Who directed Hocus Pocus? Kenny Ortega, written by Neil Cuthbert and Mick Garris. You're all kid fuckers, and I hope you burn in hell. Moving on. Shrek 2. This is
this one's funny as fuck, dude.
Yeah,
I don't care what anyone
says. It's not really
says.
bad. This one's not bad. It's just funny because like it's like so. You'll probably remember this scene, but it's kind of like a reference. It's like a cop spoof. So it's you see like there's like a helicopter camera like watching the chase go on, and then they find catnip on Puss. So like it's weed and stuff. Like it's just funny. So it's not that bad. But in this scene, when we were getting these clips, which was actually a couple months ago, we've been kind of sitting on this episode for a while. If you notice, and we'll have this, we'll post the video, but when Donkey's getting arrested, the cop's knee goes like straight onto his neck, and it's just like, and he's screaming police brutality, and it's just like, I don't know, it's kind of weird, but I will play that one next.
Night on night.
Here's a good show. We got a white Bronco heading east into the forest, requesting backup.
It's time for the men in steel to teach these madcap mammals their devil-may mare attitudes just won't fly.
Police brutality! Police brutality! Come on! I have to talk to Princess Fiona! Warned you! Ow!
Will they get away with it, or did someone let the cat out of the bag?
You capitalist beat-up! Oh! Get it off! Oh! Catnip. That's no mine.
This is not mine.
That is not mine.
But just a couple things though. Why do they? It is kind of interesting that they have the one like black voiced character screaming police brutality, and then they have the one Mexican like getting busted for weed and saying like, "Yo, it's not mine, man."
Dude,
like,
come on, it's just honestly that one's just so funny, like perfect. It's perfect, like they nailed it. But yeah, the amount of references.
That was another one for the parents for sure, because like even in the beginning, so this is when Donkey gets like changed to a horse, and they say like they're chasing a white Bronco, which if you know anything about the OJ incident, he was in a white Bronco, so. That's just like that's more of a playful one. I don't think there's a lot of harm in that one. But it is like it is the police brutality part is a little weird.
Yeah,
I gotta say.
And need a neck. That's just like a horrible coincidence.
Need a neck, and they choose the one black character, like maybe in the entire Shrek universe.
That's a tough coincidence for them, but yeah, we caught it.
And then we have one more. This is the last one. This, I can't really remember the full context of this. Do you remember when, and why the suicide pact is brought up in B-Movie?
Let's play it, because then I'll probably remember.
Okay. It's not a long clip, but here you go.
How about a suicide pact?
How would we do it?
I'll sting you, you step on me.
That just kills you twice.
Right.
Like that is pretty funny.
That is so
like,
funny.
right,
He's
right.
like, right.
But also, like, there's got to be some kids that watch that and they looked over their parents and said, "Mommy, what's a suicide pact?" And they're like, "Oh, don't worry about it, Johnny. Just back to the show."
I think it's when like they realize that it's like kind of hopeless that they could save the flowers because like they're all dying because of the lack of bees that are working. Like the bees kind of just go on vacay and like it's just yeah.
So they're just trying to fucking suicide.
Yeah, dude. Such a good movie.
But I'm gonna play it again real quick because that was funny.
How about a suicide pact?
How do we do it?
I'll sting you, you step on me.
That just kills you twice.
Right.
Dude, the way he delivers it is so good.
Right. Yeah, I mean, come on. Seinfeld's a fucking comedic genius. You got to give it to him. That was perfect delivery right there.
Oh God. Okay. So we have a few other movies listed on here that we don't have clips for. I don't really know where we were going with it. I mean, Cat in the Hat, I think we should talk about it regardless. That movie was fucked, like almost acid trip, like absolutely insane the whole time.
Definitely really weird movie. Mike Myers, he's just a weird dude. Like all of his movies are just like, they're hilarious, but they're weird. He's a very strange actor. But yeah, again, there's certainly a few things in Cat in the Hat that are just weird and inappropriate for kids. We touched on Monsters Inc. and Hocus Pocus. What was it about Wall-E? Or Wall? Is it Wall-E or Wall?
Wall-E.
I don't know why I said Wall-E.
Like he's a
Wall-E.
Like he's the fucking rapper. Yeah.
Wall-E.
So Wall-E, I mean, I don't know where we were going with this honestly, but I would like to talk about the storyline itself. Right, is this future where humans eventually destroy Earth. They build a giant ship that they can just live on in space, and robots also live among them and do like all the dirty work and stuff.
Are humans in it?
Yeah, humans are in it. Every single human's fat because they don't have to move. Like you're just on like a chair that levitates and goes wherever you want. I mean, honestly, so everything I just said,
that's like woke dystopian like future shit.
Everything I just said, like if you think about Wall-E right now, that is almost exactly where the future's going. Like exactly.
Yeah, people are getting fatter and lazier, and we're letting
technology
do shit for us.
Yep.
And we're destroying the Earth.
So yeah, everything about that.
So everything.
Spot on. Kids movies. There's a lot to say, honestly, like, because they play such a big role in your life, I feel like.
Oh, absolutely.
Because that's all you know.
Remember, I remember just like, I don't know if being inspired is the right movie, but like a lot of those movies just got your imagination flowing. And I remember I'd like go home and I just play just like imaginary like war or like whatever the movie was based off of. If it was a superhero movie, I'd pretend I have superpowers and be like running around my basement. Like I just remember all those movies would really get your imagination like and creativity flowing. And I'd always get home and just like have a blast playing and just like imagining that I was in the movie.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, I would highly recommend if anyone listening to this, including you, has not seen this movie, Lilo and Stitch, bro, it's so good. Like 10 out of 10.
I feel like I probably have seen it, but I'll definitely watch it again. I assume it's on Disney Plus, so I'll check it out one night.
Dude, it's just a great movie. Like feel good. It has the conflict, but it's not too scary, and the soundtrack is next level. So, I mean, their most.
What kind of is it like what kind of stuff's on the soundtrack?
So there's one song. Maybe look it up right now as I describe this. It's called Hawaiian Roller Coaster Ride. Dude, this song, it's the perfect mix of like Americanizing the Hawaiian culture as much as possible, like simplifying it and Americanizing it so that like kids that don't live in Hawaii can just be like, this is so Hawaiian. Like, it's not at all, but like, it's just like such a good vibe, and the song is so good. I've seen multiple TikToks or posts on Twitter about this song in the past like 6 months where people are like, can we talk about how much this song fucking slaps?
Oh, I know this song. Oh, yeah, baby. I forgot about this shit. Download this. Okay, so they're speaking like Hawaiian.
Yeah,
like,
true.
crazy.
I wonder what they're saying.
Okay, yes, dude. So is it like all originals on there?
Yes. You know, that's most Disney movies, though.
Yeah.
Or actually, I don't even know if there's another song. Like, now that I think about it, like that one just has taken over my brainwaves. Like
that's the entire soundtrack.
But yeah, amazing song, amazing movie. Is there any closing notes you have?
I'm just looking at this album. There's like 5 Elvis Presley songs.
Oh.
Hound Dog, Devil in Disguise, Suspicious Minds, and Stuck on You. Like Elvis is like half the album. I don't know why, but yeah, I think we touched on everything.
Yeah, like we said, we've been kind of planning this episode for a while. I think it went well. Thank you to Noll's mom, Mrs. Joseph,
Mama J,
the GOAT, for coming on, doing an incredible Mount Rushmore. We will post the Mount Rushmore. Go ahead and vote on our socials at the Tube Station on Twitter and at Tube Station Pod on Instagram. Go ahead and vote for who you think has the best Mount Rushmore of children's movies. Thank you for listening. We'll catch you next time. Peace.